You can survive an empty room. What is much harder to survive is sitting beside someone you love and realizing that they still do not see you. That is the strange thing about feeling unloved. It does not always look like loneliness. Sometimes you have friends, you have family, you receive messages, you laugh at jokes. People may even tell you that they care about you. And still, something inside you keeps asking, but does anyone truly know me? Feeling unloved is not simply the absence of attention. It is the absence of emotional safety. It is the feeling that you must perform to remain accepted. You have to be helpful, easygoing, attractive, successful, funny, calm, available. Because somewhere along the way, you may have learned that love is not something you receive. It is something you earn. And that belief quietly changes the way you live. You stop asking, do I feel safe with this person? Instead, you ask, how can I make this person stay? That is where the pain becomes dangerous. Because once you believe love must be earned, you may tolerate relationships in which you are constantly proving your value. You over-explain your feelings. You forgive behavior that keeps hurting you. You become afraid of having needs. You accept crumbs because at least crumbs mean you have not been completely abandoned. But here is the part most people miss. The deepest wound is not always that someone failed to love you. It is that their failure taught you to doubt whether you were lovable at all. A child who is emotionally ignored rarely thinks, my caregiver lacks emotional maturity. The child thinks, there must be something wrong with me. And even when that child becomes an adult, the conclusion often remains. It shows up when a text goes unanswered, when someone becomes distant, when your partner seems distracted, when your friend chooses someone else. The present moment may be small, but your nervous system reacts as if an old verdict has just been confirmed. See, you were never important. That thought can feel true without actually being true. And this is where healing becomes uncomfortable. Because healing does not begin when everyone finally chooses you. It begins when you stop using other people's attention as the only evidence that you matter. That does not mean pretending you do not need love. Human beings need connection. We need warmth. We need people who listen, respond, and care. But there is a difference between needing connection and handing someone complete authority over your self-worth. One says, I want to be loved. The other says, without your love, I am nothing. Those are not the same sentence. So ask yourself something honest. When you say you want love, do you want connection? Or do you want someone to rescue you from the belief that you are unworthy? Because no relationship can permanently silence a belief you keep repeating inside yourself. Even reassurance has an expiration date when the wound underneath it remains untouched. You may hear, I love you, and feel calm for an hour. Then the fear returns. Do they still mean it? This is why some people receive love but cannot absorb it. Their heart is not empty because nobody is pouring into it. Their heart is guarded because it expects everything good to eventually disappear. The solution is not to become cold. It is not to stop caring. It is to notice the moment you begin abandoning yourself to prevent someone else from abandoning you. That moment matters. It may be the moment you hide your sadness, the moment you say yes when you mean no, the moment you chase someone who has repeatedly shown no interest in meeting you halfway. Pause there. Do not ask, how do I become more lovable? Ask, why am I trying to convince someone to treat me like I matter? Real love does not require you to become smaller. It does not punish you for being human. And it does not leave you constantly confused about where you stand. You may still have days when you feel unwanted, but a feeling is not a final judgment. Sometimes, the beginning of being loved is not finding the perfect person. Sometimes, it is deciding that your own heart will no longer be the first place where you experience rejection.